Hi everyone, welcome to the Fables Podcast. My name is Faith. I'm a knitter living here in Kansas, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about all of my knitting and spinning things that I'm getting up to. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today I have a traditional podcast. I have finished objects, a couple of whips, and some acquisitions to show you. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what I'm wearing. It's my lane loop tee that I knit last summer. I'll put in some b-roll of me wearing it so you can kind of see how it fits on my body since I am sitting down. The yarn I used is Queensland collection, their Kathmandu base, which is a fingering weight yarn, and I believe it's mostly wool, and then there's some silk and cashmere in it. Very drapey, very soft and lightweight, so it's perfect for summer knitting. If you hear any background noises, that's my cat Terry. She gets super hyper when I start talking. Also, I apologize for my hair. I attempted to give myself a blowout and it didn't really work, but we're just gonna go with it. So I do have finished objects. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the first one I'm going to talk about is a test knit that I did for Raquel. Her Instagram is Knitter from Iceland. So this is the Heylopapeysa. This end is it's woven in. It's not actually. It sticks out so I know what side is the back because this doesn't have any short rows in it. But this is what it looks like. I'll put in some footage of me wearing it. This sweater is huge. When she originally called for testers, I wanted to knit the large size, but that was 38 inches for the bust. And my bust is 38 inches and she didn't have any more sizes. So I asked her if I could test knit the extra large size. So there's lots of positive ease in here. So this was my first time using Istex Lettlopi. The colors I used was Rust Heather, which is the main color. Terry's running around, I'm sorry. The main color is Rust Heather. The yellow is Mimosa, and the black is Black Sheep Heather. In total, I used 1,148 yards. My Ravelry will also be linked down below if you want to find out some more information about these projects. I am going off my Ravelry notes right now. But I started this January 20th and I completed it on March 15th. But I actually really like Lettlopi. I was kind of a little skeptical about using it because a lot of people say that it is very rustic and scratchy, and yeah, it is, but I wear like a very thin, you know, those stretchy long sleeve thermal-esque shirts you get at Walmart. That's kind of what I wear under this, and it doesn't bother me at all. Like this, when I wear this, I can feel that it's on me, you know, but I'm not wanting to scratch my skin off. Like, I feel comfortable in this. I liked knitting with it too. It is dry, but I didn't feel the need to be putting on lotion, you know, frequently. Very good for color work, as you can see. This is knit bottom up, which I thought was actually really fun. I've only knit top down sweaters, so this was a really good palette cleanser. And I actually thought it was pretty fun. The seams under the arm are quite terrible, but yeah, I was a little worried that it was kind of starting to look like a Charlie Brown sweater when I just did this bottom color work, but as I came up here, I actually really enjoy it. So this is actually quite long on me too, as you'll see. But yeah, no, I tested this for Raquel, and I really like the tester group. There's so many different versions and different colors, and I would highly recommend this sweater if you're interested in doing bottom-up constructions. Sorry, Terry was eating something that she wasn't supposed to. Now I'm trying to adjust you because you're balanced on a whole bunch of things right now. But yeah, that's my test knit. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so my next finished object is the List Toque by Jenny Gillard. I think this, I don't remember, I think this pattern, because I test knit this for her a while ago. I'll put in a picture of it. But this is another version that I did. There's these very pretty cables on it. So I have knit this before, but I wanted one that was more of a neutral color, and I don't think I knit the brim as long as I was supposed to in the test knit, because this one looks a lot different. I went up to I used a 4.5 millimeter needle for the body and a 3.5 for the ribbing, and in total I used 433 yards. And I used Fiber Mcgyver Merino Sport and her Suri base in the color Blue Steel. Very soft. I haven't worn it, but I will put pictures of me wearing it. It's very drapey and so soft. This actually took a really long time to block. I think it took about a week. At least for the brim, because it is folded and I didn't unfold it. Did I? No, I left the brim unfolded when I blocked it. So I started this February 9th, and then I finished it on the 16th of March. It's a very quick knit. I would highly recommend this pattern if you're looking for a DK weight cabled hat. It's so much fun, and I haven't ever seen like this kind of cable. There are mistakes on every single cable but two, because I thought that I could cable without a cable needle, and that didn't really work. And as I was knitting it, I was like, oh, that kind of looks right. And then I didn't notice until I was actually doing the cables right, and I was like, oh. So that's when I started actually using a cable needle for the braids. The only mess ups are, as you can see on the braided cables, I did these ones just fine. So, but it doesn't bother me. It's just a hat. So yes, that is the List Toque by Jenny Gillard. She's on YouTube and Instagram as Honeybird Studio. I love this hat so much. Okay. Can I go back to my projects? How do I do that? Okay. I don't really navigate Ravelry smoothly, so I apologize. My next finished object is my home sweater V-neck by Kadri. I started this on the 21st of January, and I finished it on the 17th of March. And this is what it looks like. It's black, so you can't really, I mean, it's just stockinette, so it's not that big of a deal. But I knit the size large, which is about 10 inches of positive ease, 9 inches of positive ease for me. Because what I'm doing this year is going by recommended ease in patterns. And there wasn't one for 48 inches. I think the next one was like 50 inches. So I just went for the size large. I used Lion Brand Pound of Love in the color Charcoal. Hold on. I used Lion Brand Pound of Love in the color Charcoal. How much did I use? So I used about 765 yards. I finally got a little scale so that I can weigh how much yarn that I'm actually using instead of just guesstimating, because that's kind of what I do on Ravelry. So I still have to weigh this and see how many grams of this I used. But I have like half a skein of the Lion Brand Pound of Love because they come in huge balls, and I have a whole other one. So I did kind of modify this. As you can see, the sleeves are quite small, so I didn't pick up as many stitches around the arm. Because I think I only did 3 rounds of decreases, and then I just knit it straight. And for all the ribbing, I did 19 rows of half twisted rib. And then for the V-neck, I did 9. I knit to 11 inches under the arm. I'll put in some B-roll of me wearing it so you can see it. But I've knit this pattern before, but I like that this one is longer and isn't as cropped as my other one. I have one last finished object, well, one more knitted object to show you. And that is my Gaon cardigan Aran. This was another test knit that I did. I'll put in some B-roll of me wearing it. I'm just gonna do that for every single work in progress that I have. So this is quite big. So this is the Gaon cardigan Aran weight by Suman. I test knit the size 4, which gives me, I think, 50 inches total around the bust. The only modification I made was that I knit 1 extra button just to lengthen it a little bit. So this one. I used a 4.5 millimeter needle and then a 4 millimeter needle for the ribbing. And I used 1,288.2 yards or 664 grams. That is the actual amount of yarn that I use because I did weigh this. So this is, as you can see, an all over 3x1 ribbed cardigan, which I love. It gives it a very nice, like, grandfather style, classic kind of shape. The button band is knit with like the cardigan, so you cast on the button band and then you pick up stitches for the back, and then you just continue this whole thing, the whole button band, as you knit the body. So there's, you can see where the V-neck increases are, and this is so hard to show. So hard to show. The underarm decreases, which look really cool. There's short row shaping, which is very nice. The yarn I used is Patons Classic Wool Worsted in the color Pine. And I started this January 18th and I finished it March 27th. So, when I get to about 2 weeks left of a test knit, I will focus on that test knit more and prioritize it over my other whips. So I don't have a lot of works in progress to show you because I was alternating. So I would knit on my Gaon cardigan for one day and then I'd pick up another project the next day and then go back to this until it's finished. So I don't have as many works in progress to show you this time. So my last finished object to show you is actually some hand spun yarn. So I recently got a Kromsky Fantasia spinning wheel and I love it. I don't love the yarn that I got, but I've actually gotten pretty good at spinning. But so this is my hand spun skein. Yeah, there's lots of overspun bits in it, like right here. So I have a nice skein of art yarn, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. If anyone weaves and would like to use this for something, let me know. I'll probably just take a picture of it, and that way I can like compare it to things that I knit. But like if you want this, take it. This is Malabrigo Nube in the color Indicita. Yeah. I think what I did is I just split the braid in half and then just spun them both and then applied them. I'm going to start using the hand spun option on Ravelry and put my projects into there because I feel like that'd be nice. But no, this is about 44 yards, so it's not much, but it's still really pretty, like looking at it. I have another braid of this that I'll probably spin up, and hopefully it won't be as uneven as this. So I was really discouraged when this is what I got out of my spinning, but I'm in a few spinning groups on Facebook, and one of them, there's a lot of beginners in there, and I feel like this sounds like kind of rude to say, but like I felt like not alone when I saw that other people's first skeins looked exactly like this. And it's encouraging to see like someone who as new as I am to spinning, how they've gotten better within days. But yeah, that's my little hand spun. It looks so pretty, but yeah. I'm going to get reorganized and we're going to talk about works in progress. Okay, now for works in progress. I have my Una sweater by Irene Lynn. I don't think there's been a whole lot. Well, actually, yeah, never mind. Okay. So I started this February 10th and I still haven't split for sleeves yet, but I'm almost there. Here's my progress keeper from the last time I talked to you, and that's how much I've gotten done. So I think I have a few more increases for the body and sleeves before I can split for sleeves. I'm knitting the size 4, which gives me a finished bust of about 41 or 42 inches. So far I've used 1 ball of yarn, and I'm using Hikoo by Skacel Highland Luxe in the color Mist. So it's this beautiful gray color. I guess there's not really too much to talk about because I think I talked about this last time. But yeah, it's a good 5x1 broken rib, and I'm almost ready to split for sleeves. I love the saddle shoulder detail and like the little puff because you do a lot of increases like right when you start, as you can see right there. You do a lot of increases when you add stitches for the sleeves. And just all of these details are so interesting, like you increase here and then you only increase for the sleeves. I don't know how to show this, I'm doing a really bad job, but this nice little increase line is really pretty. Una sweater. Hopefully it's split for sleeves next time I show it, because I'm tired of showing you guys a blob. Okay. I'm sorry that there's a long pause in between my works in progress. I'm scrolling through Ravelry. So my next work in progress is my waffle loop sweater. And I've actually gotten a decent amount done on this. So here's my progress keeper from last time. And I got the whole back panel done. There, you can see those cables now. The whole back panel done, and one front shoulder, and I think I'm actually done with this one. It's just still on the needles. So I'm almost ready to just join the front and then work the front panel, then join them in the round. This has been so much fun. to work on. I love the waffle texture is very easy to memorize, and then the cable charts are very easy to read. It's just so nice. I love seeing a pattern like take shape, and for some reason I just get so excited when it starts to look like how the pattern pictures look. I don't know. But I love this rib detail at the sleeve, and it continues on the body. As you can kind of see, it's a little scrunched up right now, but I'm using, well, I started this March 2nd. I'm knitting size 2 on 4.5 millimeter needles, and I'm using Cloudborn Fibers Superwash Merino Worsted Twist in the color mulberry. So far I've used 1 skein of yarn. I believe I just joined my 2nd skein. Oh, I can't wait for this to be done. So excited. So that's that. Okay. Back to projects. Okay. My next project that I'm going to show you is my sheep camp sweaters. And there's been a lot done on this too. So I finished the color work. What side is the front? So I finished the color work, which is super fun. And I split for sleeves, as you can see. This is where I was last time I showed you. And that's how much I got done. There's not too much under the sleeve, but there you go. This was my project yesterday. But here it is. I love it so much. The color work, especially the trees, it's so easy to memorize, but I still looked at the chart. But I made no mistakes in this color work, and I usually tend to make mistakes in color work, but this one's fine. It looks so good. I don't think I have enough yarn to, to modify it the way that I want to. So I will be ordering an extra skein of this main color. So the yarn I'm using is blue Sky Fibers Woolstok Worsted. I'm using their 50-gram balls because I know with their 150 grams, they tend to have more neutral-ish colors, and then their 50 grams are more like contrast accent colors. So I will be ordering the 150-gram skein of this color, which is Loon Lake, and then this frosty blue one is Spring Ice. I didn't even click on the project page. So I started this March 4th. I'm knitting size 3 on a 4.5 millimeter needle. So far I've used 1 skein of each. But yeah, I can't wait to get a little bit more done on the body. So I will be knitting the body longer, and I will be knitting full length sleeves because I believe everything's quite cropped on this pattern, and I will be picking up stitches for the neckline and doing a rib because I'm not a big fan of this, but I might leave it. I'll kind of just see how it looks on me. But yeah, I can't stop looking at this. This is so cool. It's rolling in on itself too, and it's kind of bunched on the needles. So that's what, you can kind of see that color work a little bit on the bottom. So pretty. I love it. Okay. There's not much to show on my Freddie pullover, but I got some things done. And I'm in the middle of a row. Here's my progress keeper from last time. And I'm still on the back. Ooh, you can see the cable though. I don't know if that, yeah. That's the only cable on this pattern, which is fine. Still on the back, but that's okay. I really like knitting this. It's just, I don't like charts and patterns that are like So I have my iPad, and I like it when the charts are like this, that way I can just scroll up. But the charts for this pattern are sideways. So since I have my iPad sitting like this most of the time, the chart's like this when I hold it sideways. And I don't like that. So I have to like keep my iPad in this mode and then turn it on its side and then go back to read the instructions and turn it back this way and then turn it that way. It's a whole thing. It's not my favorite, but I'm managing, I guess. I started this March 9th. I'm knitting size 4 on a 4mm needle, and the yarn I'm using is Loops and Threads Luxe Merino Solid in the color Stormy, which is this beautiful dark gray black color. Okay. And my socks have gotten a lot of work done on them, actually. So I finished one. And this is what it looks like. There's a little contrast toe right here. It's just a 3x1 rib sock, slip stitch heel, as you can see. And then just stockinette foot with the 3x1 rib at the top, and then I just did the toe in a contrast color. I was gonna do the heel, but this yarn, this mountain metal wool, felts really easily, so I just used it on the toe instead of the heel, because there tends to be more friction on the heel instead of the toe, at least for me. I don't know if this like makes sense, but I stand really hard. Like, I don't know how to make it make sense, but there's lots of movement only on my heel when I walk or when I stand. And I can't stand for longer than 30 minutes without my feet being in pain, no matter 5 insoles or what kind of shoes I wear. So, but yeah, this yarn is so pretty. And I'm actually, this is the yarn I'm using. It's Fuzzy Peach Fibers Soft Sock, which is a 75-25 in the color Sunflower Patch. And I'm actually picking up stitches for the heel right now, so it looks kind of weird. But these need to be finished as soon as possible because I'm knitting my boyfriend a pair of socks for his birthday, which is May 2nd. I'll have enough time, but I want to finish these soon. So that's my sock project that I'm working on. And my last project to show you, which is actually, you guys haven't seen, is my fortune sweater by Petite Knit. I started this March 18th, and I didn't write what size. I'm knitting size medium on a 4mm needle. The yarn I'm using is Sakami Organic Merino, which is a non-superwash, and their baby Suri alpaca silk in the color Kalia, which is a beautiful copper color, and I love it. So I have a few more increases to do before I split for sleeves. I didn't do the folded collar. I kind of wanted to, but I was a little worried that if I folded it over, it would be twisted. So you can't really see. Oh wait, never mind, you can. These are the little clovers in the pattern. It's really hard to show because it's not black, so they're kind of like weird looking, but I'm using my Lantern Moon needles. This is so soft. Like, it's a dream. Very drapey too. Sorry for all like the clinking. I have my dangly stitch markers on this and this progress keeper that my friend Abby made. I would highly recommend her stitch markers because they're beautiful, and I believe they're made with actual stones. I'll put her shop down below, or you could just buy them through Cowgirl Yarn, I believe. So I can't wait to have this done. This is so fun to knit, and it's so soft, and the color is just so pretty. So that's my fortune sweater that I'm knitting. I am going to be knitting the 3/4 length sleeves because this is going to be more of a dressier sweater that I can wear out, you know? Okay. I'm gonna put all these away real quick. So I have a spinning work in progress to show you, and this is I do have a fiber subscription where I guess I don't have it. I do have a fiber subscription. The brand is Into the World. They do like a mystery club every month, and this was January's color, which I believe is, I think the name is As Real As It Gets on their Kent Romney. So these are my 2 bobbins that I have to ply. So as you can see, there's a little bit of overspun, especially up here at the top. But this is just my end, so that's not really spun. But yes, this is my first bobbin. My hair is getting in my nose. Okay, here's my end. And this is my second bobbin that I actually did this morning. There's like so many things sticking to my face right now. This is my second bobbin. A little bit overspun, but I've been getting so much better at my tension. But yeah, I'm just letting this sit on the bobbin for a little bit. But hopefully these will be plied today and I can show you in the next podcast. I'm more proud of this and I think it'll be good. But so the Malabrigo Nube, it's fun to spin, but this is very easy to pull apart. So it was so, like, this spun up really fast. Like, I did half of a braid in like 15-20 minutes. So yeah, I can't wait to apply this. And I thought I was doing a 2-ply fractal spin, but no. I was doing it wrong. I split the yarn. So you have like your braid. So you split 1 and 2, and then you take 1 strand and you split it lengthwise and 4. And I went like, I didn't do it right. So this is not a fractal spin at all. So I have no idea how this is going to spin up into a yarn, but I am excited. And I'll probably use it if it's like not crazy overspun. I'll probably use it. I want to make the Throwover by Andrea Mowry. I have that pattern, and I could probably use that as my contrast color. I know there's like 3 contrast colors, but my friend Abby, she only used like 1. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind, don't listen to me. I'm going to get myself reorganized again, and I'm going to talk about future plans, and I'm also going to go over my March plans and talk about my April plans. So this is kind of how I set up my plans for the month. So for March, I wanted to finish the Heylopapeysa, the Gaon cardigan, the Fornorwest cowl, and the blue water wrap, and I actually finished all of those. I wanted to split for sleeves on my Una sweater, but I didn't do that. And I wanted to get the body and sleeve done on the Dad sweater by Emily Curtis, but I didn't do that. The only two things that I got on my list, never mind, the only one thing that I got done on my list was the body on the home sweater v-neck, and I obviously just finished that anyway. I did all of my future cast-ons. I cast all those on: the waffle loop sweater, the sheep camp sweater, the Freddie pullover, and the moonset tee. So in the beginning of March, I had 280 full skeins of yarn in my stash. I am so sorry. And at the end of March, I had 290. So I only increased my stash by 10. But I accumulated 35 full skeins of yarn. And I accumulated 35 skeins of yarn, but I took away 25 full skeins away from my stash. So really, I only increased my stash by 10. So that's good, I think. Okay. So these are my April plans. As you can see, these are all of my projects. That's kind of how I set them up. So 1, I work on that. I work on that, then I work on that, and then work on that, and that's an empty spot. And then I go up here, go back to 2, 2, 2, and so on. So for April, I want to finish the Dad sweater, my Afra sweater, the Celine sweater, and the Una sweater. I am so sorry. I wish you could just see the way she just runs around like crazy. Okay. I want to get the body done on my Fortune sweater, and I want to get the body done on the Moonset tee. I want to get the body and sleeve done on my waffle loop, and I want to get the yoke done on my Brora pullover light, which is a test knit. And for future cast-ons, well, this is the yarn I'm using for my Brora pullover. Okay. Which I still haven't cast on yet, and I really need to. Okay. My next cast on is going to be the Anchor Tee by Petite Knit, and I'm going to be using this Patons linen, which is 65% cotton and 35% linen, and this is in the color Sweet Potato, and it looks like a sweet potato. I know sweet potatoes are brown on the outside, but I haven't had a sweet potato in so long. I kind of want one. Okay, anyway. This calls for a 4mm needle, and I think the pattern calls for like a 3.5. That is what I'll be using because this is very thin. So, but I have 5 of these, or 4. I have 5. So I'll be able to get a whole Anchor tee and probably something else out of this. So that's a future cast on. My next cast on will be the Champagne Cardigan by Petite Knit. If you've been around here since I started, I don't think I talked about it in my first podcast. I knit the Champagne Cardigan last year when I first moved to Wyoming. In an acrylic yarn, and it stretched out so much. So I will be knitting one in wool. So this is Blue Sky Fibers Woolstok Worsted in the color Wild Thyme, and this is perfection. I love this dark shade of green. So I have 3. I think that'll be enough. I always tend to have, like, I've never have not had enough yarn to make something. Like, I've always had so much left over from going off of like pattern recommendations and recommended yardage from patterns. So I have 3 of these 150 gram skeins. So I will be making the Champagne Cardigan with the double knit button band. I'm not going to do a ribbed button band. So if I ever talk about doing a ribbed button band on my Champagne Cardigan, tell me not to, because I want the double knit button band. So don't let me change my mind. I love this so much. Okay. The next one will be a ripple bralette by Jessie Maid. Everything is just getting into my eyeballs right now. And I will be using this bright blue color. I mean, it's not... Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. So this is Knit Picks Gloss Lace. And it is 70% merino wool, 30% silk, 440 yards. It is a lace weight, and I will be holding it double, so that'll give me about 220 yards. I do need a little bit more for my size, but I'll probably just crop it just a little bit or not knit like the straps as long. But this is so pretty. And I've been wanting to make the ripple bralette for a long time. And that is what I'll be doing. And I'm trying to get into summer knits. This is so soft. And very drapey. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. And then my last plan is to make the Pure Joy shawl by Heylopapeysa. I think I only need 2. But I have 3. So this is Blackbird Sycamore Super Sock, which is 75/25 in the color Elevated. She made this for me and Abby's podcast, Elevated Stitches, RIP. So it's a garter stitch and eyelet shawl, so I think this heavily variegated yarn will be perfect for that. If I don't end up needing this one, I'm going to use this for a pair of socks. So I'm so excited for this. I've been thinking about it nonstop. I've been buying a lot of her yarn lately, as you'll see, and I also bought her advent calendar for this year, and I've never done an advent calendar, but I'm so excited. But yes, this is going to be something. And then I'll show you the yarn that I'm going to be using for my boyfriend's socks for his birthday. We were at the yarn store in Laramie, and he picked out this yarn because he wanted a pair of socks. So this is Lang Yarns Super Socks colored 4-ply. It's their Greek Myths 2 in the color Aries. So that's what it is. It's just a 75/25. That's kind of what the sock is supposed to look like. So I have 2 of these, so I'll be able to make us both a pair. But yeah, really excited to make these. I'm going to reorganize again and show you yarn. So as we know, I have a lot of yarn, and I'm very grateful that I can afford to buy yarn and stuff. I've been noticing that a lot of people have been like, I don't know like a better word to use than like offended by acquisitions in podcasts. And I don't feel like guilty for the yarn that I have. I love like going into my room that's full of yarn and picking out stuff for projects. I love having a lot of yarn. But everyone's been making me feel bad for having a lot of yarn. They're like, I don't know. Now I'm like, feel bad about having this much yarn, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to put what I'm feeling into words, but I'm sorry if you don't like seeing acquisitions. There are a lot of them, but you can feel free to click off the video if you want. But I don't think we should be making people feel bad for how much yarn that they have, and I don't want anyone in my comments telling me to go on a yarn ban or being rude about how much yarn that I have and that I've purchased. So my boyfriend also bought me yarn too, so that's technically free. So there's plastic bags here, so I'm sorry. So all of these yarns have projects, I think. So This is yarn that my boyfriend bought me. We went to Hobby Lobby, which is the only yarn store anywhere near me. I live in the middle of nowhere. All of like everything in Kansas is in Kansas City or Wichita, and those are all like 5 hours away from me, so that's disappointing. But I have 4 of this Yarn Bee Bambootiful in the color Cerulean Sea, and this is 50% cotton and 50% viscose from bamboo. So it's this pretty light blue color. And I'm going to be knitting the Faye Summer Top by Irene Lynn. And I'm like 3 yards short in yardage for that sweater. So I'll probably shorten something, probably the body, I'm not sure. But I bought all of this from the stores, so they better restock if I need like an extra skein or something. But that's one of them. And then the next is, I love this cotton, which is 100% cotton. This is really soft. Like, it's not like the sugar and cream cotton yarn, which I actually like. I would crochet bags out of that all the time. And I would also like knit washcloths out of them, which I might actually start doing because I want washcloths. I want a collection of washcloths now. Anyway, this is in the color Ivory. I have 5 of them. So this is about a worsted weight. It calls for a 5.5 millimeter needle, but I can make well, I am going to make a ranunculus out of this. I love seeing the white ranunculuses. Like, I love them in all like the colors and stuff, but the white ranunculus is superior. This is more of an off-white, sort of like a yellowish white. But this is going to be a ranunculus. And I'm so excited. I'm running out of space. Okay. Let me put some things back. So that's yarn that my boyfriend bought me. And there will be some more. I'm just going in order because my ADHD is telling me to. Did I say going out of order? I'm going in order of when it was purchased. Everything just fell. Okay. I had all of my finished objects in like my iPad and my notebook just like stacked right here, but it's gone now. So these next 2 purchases I made myself. This is the Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyed in the color Zahara. So this is, I'm not picking my nose, I'm just itching it. I'm sorry. This is 100% Superwash Merino wool, and one is for my boyfriend because he wanted a pair of socks, and the other is for me to make a pair of socks. I've knit socks in 100% wool like the beginning of last year, and they have held up immaculately. There are no holes at all. They could survive the apocalypse, I think, but yeah. So I'm not scared of using 100% Superwash Merino wool for socks. Okay. The next one, it's the same yarn, just in a different color. This is Lavendaria, which is a beautiful purple. So Emily Chen did a test call for her Joanna top. So I was going to use this for the sleeveless version, because I applied for it, and then she emailed me the other day and she said she couldn't put me in the test knit, but she will put me in the test knit for the longer sleeved one. And this is the yarn that I will be using for that. So yeah. Okay. This is gonna be loud, hold on. So I made a purchase from Blackbird Sycamore. And I got some yarn, duh. So this is Spice Market, which is, all of these are on her stock base for $75.25. Her speckles are so good. Like, oh my gosh. So this is Spice Market. This is going to be for a pair of socks. And obviously this is going to be like a little like stripy sock, which I'm very excited for. But no, I love this color so much. So pretty. And then I got Rose, which is kind of a sweater quantity actually. So this is color Rose, and I'm actually going to be hosting a knit along. There'll be more information later, but it's going to be a knit along for the Fiola sweater by Isabel Kramer, and this is the yarn that I'm going to be using for that because it is a fingering weight-ish sweater. So that's what I'll be using, is this. So if you're interested in joining the knit along, that'd be awesome. As I said, it'll start in May. So there'll be more information on that later, but this very delicate pink is the color I'll be using. The yarn color stuff. Okay. Lots of very loud plastic. Okay. So, if you've been watching my vlogs, you would know that Terry's starting to destroy my stuff, so I'm adjusting. If you've been watching my vlogs for a while, you would know I did a very large Fuzzy Peach Fibers pre-order from her Interstellar collection, and I moved, obviously, as that was being shipped out. So I was very worried that I wasn't going to get this yarn, but it showed up. So I got Abby and I matching skeins of, this is Karina. I got our socks on her soft sock base, which is 75/25. So this is Karina. And I will be sending out Abby's as soon as I can. And we're going to be making matching socks. And that's just so pretty. And then I got this as a contrast color, so I'll have to, ooh, that's actually really good together. So this is Starburst. I'm going to split it in half so that Abby can have a contrast color, because that's why I got this one. So we'll have enough to do contrasting cuffs, heels, toes, because this is the 100-gram skein. Very excited for that. I'm running out of space. Okay, so I got a sweater quantity in her Dreamy Decay base, and this is in the color Triton. I'm trying to be quiet. Okay. Which is this minty green color. And I'm going to be making sweater number 8 out of this, which is the 2x2 mock neck, well, funnel neck sweater by My Favorite Things Knitwear. That's what this is going to be. I'm so excited for that. Okay. My last one is something that my boyfriend bought me. So I'm going to be making the Stages sweater by Tressa Widener, and I can't imagine that sweater in any other color besides the color used for the pattern. So I got the kit. I just got the quantity because it has the suggested yarn and how much you'll need and what colors and everything. So it's Pearl Soho Widgeon, which is 100% fine Falkland Merino. So this is the color Gray Mist. I need 4 of them, and these are 359 yards for 100 grams, so you get a lot. The recommended needle is 3.75 or 4 millimeter needles. So this is the main color of the sweater. And these are the contrast colors. Beautiful. Let me hold them up. So yeah. This is yellow curry. This is orange carmine. And this is blue abyss. I'll put in a picture of the sweater so you can see how these colors will look together. But I've been wanting to make this sweater for a very long time, and I'm so happy that I have the yarn to make it. So, yeah. I feel like I've been saying so yeah a lot. I'm sorry. I have two other things to show you. When I bought my Kromsky Fantasia, I got it from the Woolery, and they send a wool top for you. I thought it was gonna be 4 ounces. This is a pound of wool. I'm not sure. It just says Rosie's Wool Cloud Top 1 pound. So I'm not sure what type of wool it is, but it's a lot. Like, very excited to spin with this. When I actually have my tension figured out, I'm going to spin this because maybe this could be a sweater quantity of yarn. I don't know. If you haven't already received your Into the World fiber subscription, then I would recommend looking away because I got mine and I'm going to show it. I didn't look up how to pronounce this, but I'll show you the fiber first. So the color is called Brandish and Bluster, and I'm just gonna do like a little awesome, oh my goodness, like, are you serious? Let me roll it up into a donut so you can kind of see it. That is so cool. So here's the label. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's what the breed of the sheep is. I can't wait to spin with this. I think it might even be my next spinning project. But yeah, that was my fiber subscription. Okay. That is all the knitting, spinning content that I have to show you. I hope you enjoyed. I feel like that was a lot of things to show you. Yeah, as you like, I was gonna say, as you can see by my acquisitions, I'm excited for spring, summer knitting. Oh wait, I have something else to add to acquisitions, I guess. I really like to add patterns that I've recently bought as acquisitions because it technically is. So I'll share the patterns that I recently bought. So one of them is Yesteryears by Max the Knitter. I want to make this so bad. The other one is the Peacock Cardigan by Lynette. You can't really see. Well, you can. I can't wait to make that. And the last one is Camisole number 8 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I have yarn to make this and I'm so excited. I'm very excited for summer and spring knits. Last year I didn't really do it because I wasn't that interested, but now I am, and I'm so excited. There's also a podcast recommendation. I totally forgot about that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking for like a good one to show. I really like the Knitting with Cat Hair podcast. She hasn't uploaded recently, but I really liked her Vlogmas videos. Amazing. She does a lot of Fair Isle color work. I know she's been knitting a few of Marie Wallen's patterns, and they're just, everything she knits is so inspiring. And I would highly recommend her podcast if you're looking for one. So that's actually everything that I have to talk about now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.